Hey there, welcome back to 7-Minute Books. I'm Sam, and today we're talking about Alex Budak's Becoming a Changemaker. Sophie, I have to be honest, when I first saw the title, I thought, great, another book telling me I need to be a visionary leader or whatever. But it's actually the opposite of that.
Right, Sam. I felt the exact same way. But Budak's whole point is that changemaking isn't about having a fancy title or a big platform. It's about a mindset and a set of practical skills anyone can develop, no matter where you sit in an organization. And I think that's really liberating.
Yeah, he starts by dismantling this traditional image of a leader as someone at the front of the room commanding attention. He says that's actually a pretty limited and misleading picture.
Exactly. He contrasts that with what he calls a changemaker mindset. Instead of operating from scarcity, competition, and control, you operate from abundance, collaboration, and empowerment. You share credit, build networks of trust, and measure success by the impact you create.
And that sounds idealistic, but he grounds it in really practical stuff. One of my favorite concepts was leading from the edge. It means you don't wait until you have all the answers or the authority to act. You start from where you are, even if it's uncomfortable.
Yes, and that ties directly into microleadership. He says we're conditioned to think leadership is big and dramatic, but really it's the small, everyday moments that matter. Speaking up in a meeting, encouraging a colleague, solving a tiny problem before it snowballs.
Those moments seem insignificant, but they accumulate. He calls them microleadership opportunities. Anyone can seize them, regardless of their position in the hierarchy. I love that.
And he also talks about building a personal board of advisors instead of relying on just one mentor. You need diverse perspectives, formal mentors, peers, people from completely different fields. That really resonated with me.
Oh, totally. And another big one is how he reframes failure. Most organizations treat failure like the plague, but Budak says it's essential. You need a growth mindset toward failure, seeing every setback as data to adjust your approach.
Right, it's not about being reckless. It's about calculated risks and treating every outcome as valuable information. And he connects that to building momentum through small wins. Instead of getting overwhelmed by the big picture, you focus on small, achievable victories.
Yeah, those small wins build confidence and attract allies. Over time, they create the conditions for larger change. But here's the part that really got me. He talks about the power of vulnerability. In a culture that equates leadership with invulnerability, that's counterintuitive.
But it makes so much sense. When leaders are willing to be vulnerable, they create psychological safety. People feel safe to take risks, share half-formed ideas, challenge the status quo. Vulnerability isn't weakness, it's courage.
And he doesn't just leave you with inspiration. He addresses burnout too. He talks about intentional renewal, being deliberate about self-care, setting boundaries, staying connected to your purpose. Because change-making is exhausting if you don't sustain yourself.
Exactly. And he reframes power itself. Instead of power over others, he advocates for power with. Sharing power, empowering others, creating collective action. You actually multiply your influence by lifting others up.
There's also a whole section on the art of convening, bringing people together to solve problems. He talks about creating brave spaces rather than just safe spaces. Places where people feel supported enough to take risks and speak uncomfortable truths.
And he specifically addresses introverts. Not all changemakers are charismatic extroverts. Some of the most effective are quiet, reflective, good listeners. The key is to lead from your authentic style, not imitate someone else.
He also encourages thinking in systems. Instead of just treating symptoms, ask deeper questions. Why does this problem keep recurring? Where are the leverage points? A small intervention can create a big shift if you understand the system.
And when you face resistance, and you will, he says see it as feedback, not an obstacle. Resistance often means you're touching something important. Understand its source, adjust your approach, but don't abandon your core goals.
I think the most empowering message is that change-making isn't reserved for a special few. Budak says the capacity to create change is latent in all of us. It's developed through practice and intentionality. So we all have a responsibility to step up.
And if you want to go deeper, the whole library is over on 7minutebooks.com/app with over 6,000 fiction and nonfiction titles you can read or listen to in any language. It starts at $2.99 a month, $9.99 a year, or $19.99 for lifetime access.
That's a great deal. But for me, the takeaway is simple. You don't need a title or permission to start creating change. You just need to start where you are with what you have.
And that's the heart of it. Becoming a changemaker shows us that ordinary people can do extraordinary things when they cultivate the right mindset. We'll see you in the next one.